So guys, welcome back to BS2PCG Deck Forger. So for tonight, we're going to try another great and outrageous deck courtesy of FHP BS2PCG Philippines. So last time, we did a very innovative and very unique deck which is centered on an all character deck. So we showed you Madam Hydra and her Secret Empire deck, wherein we use all 60 characters to build the deck. Okay, no locations, no equipment, no plot twist whatsoever. And for tonight, we're going to try another different approach. And this time, we're going to try to create a control and stall deck, wherein we're going to try to snatch away and try to hold back your opponent's your enemy's supporting characters and even main character in a bid for you to win the match. So going to our demo deck box, we are now going to use one of the underrated main character in BS2 PCG, and this is Phoenix. So I think everyone, most of you are already using or has used the Dark Phoenix version in the past. And come to think of it, Phoenix herself is also has mostly the same stats as the Dark Phoenix, but she's seldom used. So Phoenix actually is from the A-Force team, and if you look at it, she also has the same stats: 3 attack, 3 defense, flight and range, and at the same time she has 7 health. So this is good in running any deck centered on a particular main character with 7 or more health. So for this particular instance, we're going to try to use the Phoenix to create a stall deck, and this is called the Phoenix Control. So again, welcome to BS2 PCG Deck Forger, and we're going to show you another outrageous deck for BS2 PCG. So going here at our deck decking table, we're going to try to find out what's so special and outrageous about this Phoenix Control deck. So first, just like what we did with our previous video, we're going to try to shuffle our deck so that we will give you some semblance of a gameplay on how this particular deck actually works. So again, first we try to look at Phoenix. So Phoenix at level 1 is from the A-Force team, and she is a 3 attack, 3 defense character with 7 health and flight and range. She is also known as Dark Phoenix. So for this particular deck, although we would like to use the Omega Mutant Jean Grey, we cannot use her because she's also known as Dark Phoenix. So she cannot be put in play, and of course if you have a Phoenix main character out on your side of the board. So Phoenix also is Dark Phoenix, so you cannot play the 9th drop Dark Phoenix from the Femme Fatale. So her first superpower is Life Incarnate. So during the main phase, you may pay 1 yellow power symbol to heal a wound from a supporting character. And in order for her to level up, she only needs 1 XP, and her level up power is the sum of all life and death. So when a character appears, if there are 20 or more total supporting characters on all sides and or KO piles, then Phoenix gains an XP. So once she gets that 1 XP, now she becomes level 2. And for level 2, her stats increases to a 7 attack, 7 defense, still with 7 health and flight and range. And now she gains her second superpower, which is From the Ashes. So during the main phase, you may pay 1 blue and green power symbol to put a character from your KO pile onto your side. Okay, so let's try to create a semblance of a gameplay here in order for us, okay, to show you how the Phoenix control deck actually will work out. So let's say this is your deck. Let's try to shuffle it. So let's try to just shuffle it a bit, so for us to gain some randomness in your draw. Okay, so actually this particular deck runs several characters that are seldom seen in any particular Phoenix BS2PCG deck. Okay, so let's draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so let's place our deck over here. And okay, so normally your Phoenix is on your support or back row, and for this we have drawn, wow, okay, several good cards. Okay, so we have Might Makes Right, and as you can see here, there are 2 copies of Might Makes Right, and you also have a copy of Doctor Faustus. And I think Doctor Faustus is seldom seen in any BS2PC deck, but we will try to utilize or maximize his superpower for this particular deck. Okay, and you have 2 copies of Iceman and Arcadia, and of course you have Academy. So let's say either you go first or your opponent will play first. So it's much better normally if you can have him take the first turn, so that you can have an enemy character out in the field by the time you play your cards. Okay, so let's say he goes first, so he attacks, and let's say you get a stun, but still you have 7 health, so you don't need to worry about anything. Okay, so we draw 2 cards. See, so now we got a purple man and a Medusa. Okay, so you play one of your location. So let's say you play an Arcadia, and now you drop in Iceman. Okay, so this technically will freeze one of his character, and most especially I think you should freeze, of course, his main character, most especially if it's a very aggressive opponent. So it's okay to put Iceman in front, or if you want to save him, you can put him at the back. But then again, to avoid another stun, since Phoenix has a very low health, okay, 3 defense, so it's okay to put him in front so he can stop any ongoing attacker. So let's say he gets stunned and he gets KO'd. Now, it is your opponent's second turn, so he might probably drop a 2-cost character, and that's okay. Okay, so that's okay. So once he attacks, either you take another stun or not, but then it's your turn 2. So you draw 2 more cards. Okay, so see, now you got a fortress, and you got this a Doctor Faustus, a second copy. So now you put your fortress in play, and this is not a good part, okay? Because you place Doctor Faustus in play, then you put your formation, you protect him. Okay, now, here's where the fun really begins. Remember, you have 2 copies of Might Makes Right. Okay, so Might Makes Right will increase Doctor Faustus attack and defense by putting 4 + 1 + 1 counters on a supporting character, on your side. So you put 4 + 1 + 1 counters on Doctor Faustus. Okay, let me try to put a counter over. Okay, so now that we have our counters, let's put 4 + 1 + 1 counters on Doctor Faustus. So technically, Might Makes Right will make Doctor Faustus, or turn him into a 4 attack, 9 defense supporting character. And so, since he already has high attack stats, chances are your opponents will try to play okay, 1 or 2 drop characters during the second turn, which normally range from 1 attack to 2 attack or even 3 attack. Okay, stats. And that's where you will now try to play your academy, pitch it from hand in order to activate hypnotic suggestion. So meaning, hypnotic suggestion, move an enemy supporting character with attack less than Doctor Faustus to your side and exhaust it. So let's say you have normally any opponent's supporting character. It can be a 1-2, a 2-2, or a 3-2. Let's say it's a wasp, much better. Okay, so because you have a good defender. But then again, Doctor Faustus' hypnotic suggestion is permanent. So it is not an end of turn or until the turn effect. So technically, the enemy supporting character is already yours. Okay, so that's a good thing about this deck. Okay, because now you can grab your opponent's characters and turn them against your opponent. Okay, so let's say going to the your fourth turn. Okay, it's okay if Felix will get stunned. She will take around 2 to 3 hits before you can set up. So it's better because it's good because still you have 7 health. So let's say it is your third turn. And now you have, whoa, see? Now you are able to draw an Academy and a Professor X. So you place your Academy here. Okay, then you play a Medusa. Now, the good thing about this, okay, is because Medusa, okay, actually works out like this. She is a 3 attack, 5 defense, A4 supporting character with 1 health, and she has grab. So when Medusa is in the front row, enemy characters can fly over her. But what we really like about her during the third drop, and this she's mainly your third drop, is she has prehensile hair. So meaning you can pay any red power symbol and exhaust a front row enemy character. They can't ready or be moved until Medusa gets stunned or leaves play. So let's say if you have an aggressive opponent like Wolverine or something, Captain Marvel, and she's always in the front row, now you can pay at least 1 red, so you have your Arcadia here, and then your opposing character will now be, okay, exhausted, and you can get ready, okay, or be moved until Medusa is stunned or leaves play. So technically, you have already started to stall your opponent's momentum. But again, okay, not to finish it. Remember, you still have Doctor Faustus and you have an available yellow in your deck. Okay, so it's time for you to again try to get an opposing supporting character. So let's say we try to put, okay, power up Doctor Faustus, and that will technically bring his total power to 5. So any opposing character from 4 attack or below can now be grabbed and or snatched by Doctor Faustus. Now play Academy to power up hypnotic suggestion, and that second supporting character is now again, okay, going to your side. So that is how Phoenix Control works for this particular deck. So let's try to go further. Let's try to go to the 4th and 6th turn. So wow, see, now you already have, okay, another Build a Better World, which is a staple plot twist for any Phoenix, any A-Force deck, and you have another Academy. So now you play your 3rd Academy on your resource row. Since you don't have much of a drop here, but you can play Iceman in order for you, okay, to freeze any character, just in case that there are some, okay, extra characters that your opponent was able to drop and may really prove to be, okay, a nuisance for you. Okay, if there's another character that's out there, then again, if it can be grabbed by Dr. Faustus, remember you have a 4th Okay, you have a third academy that you can use for this particular deck. So then again, it's either it is safe to put Medusa on your front row, or what you can do is you can attack using his opposing characters. Okay, now let's go to the fifth turn. Okay, so you drew a Thanos and another Medusa, and here you can now place your extra Medusa, okay, on your resource row. And now comes out Purple Man. Any extra character, you can use Purple Man's Brainwash. So during the main phase, okay, you may pay a yellow power symbol to exhaust an enemy supporting character and move it to your back row. When Purple Man gets stunned or leaves on your side, if that character is still on your side, move it to its owner's back row. So again, you have a yellow to pay for it. Then you can now open up his board to grab a third character. See? So other characters in the deck are, let's say, Thanos. You also have Professor X, in order for you to continue snatching characters from your opponent. And then again, Medusa will try to stall his main character by not, okay, having her, okay, her prehensile tail, okay, or hair, okay, stall or exhaust that character. Okay, so again, going there, you have Jessica Jones, you have other yellow locations, and you have Hope Summers. Okay, because for Hope Summers, if you're able to draw Hope Summers, okay, you can play drop her, and then again, if Iceman is in play, again you can freeze your opponent's character. And this deck also runs several copies of okay, so she digs deep. Karma, so that you can drop in Karma, and again you can put another opposing character in passive state by possessing their mind. Then drop in Hope Summers, and she will copy Karma and Iceman. So again, you have two, okay, characters that can stall your opponent. So very good, very outrageous deck. I really love it, and of course I plan to play with this deck in the next couple of weeks. So let's try to look at all the, okay, combinations that we did for this particular deck. Okay, so let's go over to the deck build. So let's try to decipher how the Phoenix control actually works. Okay, so let's try to go over all the supporting characters, plot twists, and locations that are included in this particular deck. So once again, let's try to review our main character. Let's try to get a close-up on that. So at level 1, Phoenix is a 3 attack, 3 defense character with 7 health. And again, she has flight and range, and she has life incarnation. So during the main phase, you may heal a wound from a supporting character. And her level up powers, okay, the sum of all life and death requires just 1 XP. So when a character appears, okay, if there are more than 20 or more total supporting characters, okay, on all sides and or KO piles, then Phoenix gains an XP. So for this particular instance, once she gains that 1 XP, now she becomes level 2, and she grows to a 7 attack, 7 defense with 7 health. And she gains her second superpower from the ashes, wherein, okay, for 1 blue and 1 green power symbol, you may put a character from your KO pile onto your side. So going to her supporting characters, let's take a look at your 1-drops. So your first set of 1-drop is your first line of defense against the brunt of enemy attackers. And you have 4 copies of Nadja from the Inhumans. And Nadja is a 1 cost, 1 attack, 1 defense character with 1 health and flight. She has Terrigenesis, so when Nadja appears, you may exhaust her. And if you do put 2 +1/+1 counters on her, so technically that brings her to a total of 3 attack and 3 defense. Okay, so Nadia is a very good flight wall at the onset of your game because she has also ferocious. So when in melee combat, okay, Nadia strikes, okay, before characters without ferocious. So she can bring down at least a 3 defense enemy character without her having being strike back in return. So let's put Nadia here. And you also have 4 copies of Iceman. So Iceman is from the X-Men team, and he has one health with 2 attack and 1 defense and with range, and he also has freeze. So when he appears, okay, you get to exhaust a character and you can't ready during its next turn. So this Iceman, of course, combos well with your 2 drops, and of course you have Hope Summers, which is, you have 4 copies in your deck. And Hope Summers, I think most of you are familiar with her already. Okay, she's a 2-cost X-Men character with 2 attack and 4 defense and 1 health. And she has mutant power duplication, so meaning, okay, Hope has all the powers of each other face-up X-Men supporting character on your side. This includes flight, range, and even appear power. So since you have Iceman on board, and I think a while ago you saw that we run Karma and also Professor X, Hope Summers can copy them. Okay? But your main 2 drop, of course, are 4 copies of Doctor Faustus. So this seldom used supporting character is big in this particular deck. So why? Because he is a 0-5, okay, 0 attack, 5 defense, high supporting character with 1 health. And he has a hypnotic suggestion. So during the main phase, you can pay 1 yellow power symbol to move an enemy supporting character with attack less than Doctor Faustus. So on your side and exhaust it. So again, the likes of power ups and of course Might Makes Right can help increase Doctor Faustus attack and for you to be able to grab your enemy supporting characters. And this hypnotic suggestion, of course, is a permanent thing, so it doesn't go off, it doesn't return to its opponent's hand unless they are on your opponent's side, unless they get KO'd, okay, or again grabbed by another ability like, let's say, Serpent Crown or the likes of another Doctor Faustus. So Doctor Faustus is huge in this particular deck. Another huge character for your deck and also seldomly used are 4 copies of your Medusa for your 3 drops. So on your 3rd turn, Medusa can drop in play, and she is a 3 attack 5 defense supporting character from the A-Force team with 1 health, and she has grab. So while Medusa is in your front row, enemy characters can fly over her, and she has prehensile hair. So during the main phase, you may pay 1 red power symbol and exhaust a front row enemy character. It can't ready or be moved until Madam Medusa gets stunned or displayed. So again, normally you use Medusa to hit and exhaust your opponent's main character so they cannot wreak havoc on your board state while they are stalled. For your alternative, you have 2 copies of Jessica Jones, and we put Jessica Jones here, of course, to prevent any yellow interference from your opponent's gameplay. So Jessica Jones is a 3-cost, 4 attack, 3 defense supporting character with 3 health, and she is from the Defender's team. She has flight and she's stopped, so when Jessica gets stunned, you may recover her and she still gains a wound. So technically, having Jessica Jones in play is like having 3 supporting characters ready to defend you all with flight. Not big on stats, but again, the tough really helps to stall your opponent's aggressive attacks. And she has psionic protection, so enemy players can't use yellow superpowers while Jessica Jones is face up. And going to our 4th turn, you have 4 copies of another X-Men supporting character, and she's also seldom used. And you have 4 copies of Karma. And Karma is a 0 attack, 6 defense character with 1 health. And she's passive, so okay, never mind. But you cannot attack or strike back with Karma. But she does possess minds, so when Karma appears, choose an enemy supporting character to gain passive until Karma gets stunned or leaves play. And again, remember, you are running copies of Hope Summers. So if you're able to drop Karma, then drop in Hope Summers after that, or in the next turn, then Hope Summers can also copy Karma's Possessed Mind. So technically, those are 2 characters that are holding back your opponent's invading force. Okay? So if you still have that Iceman in play, then still Hope Summers can also copy the freeze ability of Iceman. And for our 5th drop, we also have 2 copies of Purple Man, and Purple Man is from the Underworld team. Again, another seldom used deck character, and he's a 2 attack, 5 defense supporting character with Brainwash. And during the main phase, you may pay 1 yellow power symbol and exhaust an enemy supporting character and move it to your back row. When Purple Man gets stunned or leaves your side, if that character is still on your side, move it to its owner's back row. So again, Purple Man can also help grab opposing enemy characters. Okay? And going to your last few drops, we decided to skip the 6th drop and go straight forward to having 2 copies of Professor X on your deck. So Professor X is from the X-Men, and he's the highest cost on that team so far. Okay, so Professor X is a 4 attack, 8 defense character with 1 health and range, and he has mind control. So during the main phase, you may pay 1 yellow power symbol and ready a face-up enemy supporting character and move it to your side. At the end of your turn, move it back. So with Professor X, you can pay 1 yellow and grab your opponent's character, ready it, then attack with it. So if he plays a Gilgamesh against you, you can just accept one stun. Then on your turn, drop in Professor X, grab that Gilgamesh, and try to attack using your opponent's characters against them. So that's taking their own medicine. For our 8th drop, we have choices of putting bigger characters like Gilgamesh, or let's say putting in Sentry or whatsoever, but we decided to use Thanos. So Thanos is a staple, most especially here in the Philippines, all with those hiding abilities of Invisible Woman and W.O. Ripley, and of course the upcoming cards from the new Darkest and Light arc. So Thanos is important here because besides being big, he also has Welcome Death. So during the main phase, you may pay 1 green power symbol to add a wound to all stun characters. So this technically gives your opponent a 2 wound disadvantage. 1, Thanos is put into play, and either they are dazed or they are stunned. So he's a 12 attack, 12 defense character with 2 health, so very durable. And at the same time, Welcome Death can rapidly end the game in your favor if you're able to play Thanos well during the late parts of the game. So we have discussed all our supporting characters. Now it's time to go to our plot twist. We run several copies of our plot twist, but the most important, of course, is Might Makes Right. And Might Makes Right is actually from the Black Order expansion. And during the main phase, your main character may pay a green power symbol if it does put 4+1/+1 counters on a supporting character on your side. So the good thing about Might Makes Right, of course, is it can turn your Doctor Faustus huge, by putting 4+1/+1 counters on him. If you have a second copy, that makes technically 8 attacks, 8 attack stats for Doctor Faustus because it gives him 8+1/+1 counters. and that is used to grab opponents' characters or supporting characters using hypnotic suggestion. Okay, and we also run 4 copies of shock to the system, because of course shock to the system is important here, okay, in defending your critical card combos like Doctor Faustus, Medusa, Karma, and Purple Man. Okay, so you have 4 copies of shock to the system. I think it's the best defensive plot twist so far because it puts, okay, -3, -0 penalty on any attacker that is, okay, hitting on your own characters. And of course, what is an A-Force deck without Build a Better World? So this is a staple for any combo A-Force deck. So Build a Better World, during the main phase, turn one of your face down basic locations face up. And during any combat, you may turn one of your face down basic locations face up. So Build a Better World actually gives you an 8-card combination for your, let's say, basic locations like Academy, Training Ground, Fortress, or Laboratory. So we try to squeeze in more locations, most especially for our special characters like Purple Man or Doctor Faustus, but you see, we are only limited to around 60 cards max. So it's so hard to squeeze in, adjust, tweak all the necessary things that you want to include in your deck. Okay, so this is not just like the other TCG games wherein you can put in more than 60 cards in your deck, but okay, it's very restricted, so difficult to try to squeeze in all those locations. But for this particular deck, let's go to our basic locations. Okay, so we put in 16 locations, and of course, primary on your list are 4 copies of Academy. And Academy, of course, is used to power up Phoenix like Incarnate, Doctor Faustus' Hypnotic Suggestions, and even Purple Man's Brainwash, and okay, Professor X Mind Control. So you may think that, okay, just 4 copies of it, and of course you have so many powers dependent on characters whose powers are dependent on yellow power symbols, but that's why we have put 4 copies of Build a Better World. Okay, and you also put 4 green locations, 4 fortresses, and this is specifically used for Might Makes Right. And of course, you can later use it for Phoenix from the Ashes. But for the early parts of the game, it's really the sole purpose of fortresses are to power up your Might Makes Right, okay, plot twist. So you are able to put that 4+1+1 counters on Doctor Faustus or any character that you need to beat up in particular. Then you have also put 4 copies of Training Ground, and you need the red power symbol, of course, as a staple for activating Medusa early on in the game, so that you can stall your opponent's main character. So Training Ground, okay, is solely for that particular purpose in this, okay, deck. And finally, we have 4 copies of Arcadia, the special location for the A-Force team. And Arcadia provides you with any power symbol, except of course Humanity and Alien, for any A-Force character. And this is specifically being used for Phoenix's Life Incarnate from the Ashes, and of course for Medusa's, okay, prehensile hair. And of course, if you need the green power symbol, can be used also for Might Makes Right. Okay, so those are all the combinations that we've used for the Phoenix Control deck. Then again, as a disclaimer, you can still tweak this according to your whim. So if you have copies of, let's say, School for Gifted Youngsters, or let's say the Fish Tower, or even Gehenna, it's up to you on how you would like to try your build. Again, there are other control cards in the game, but again, I really like to use Omega Mutant Jean Grey, but since I'm running Dark Phoenix, it's nigh impossible to be able to put her into play. Of course, unless you lose your main character, let's say to a Maximus or something like to that effect. Okay, so that is the Phoenix Control deck. Typically, it's a serious explanation how you can actually run this particular stall and control deck. So, going to the last part of our video, again, we'd like to thank our sponsors and our friends from the BS2 PCG Collective. And we'd like to thank our friends from the Build Phase, most especially to my mentor, Mr. Benjamin, Mr. Ben Brosin, and my dearest friend, Mr. Joe, the Human Torch Vitelli. We'd also like to thank our official sponsor. Thank you so much for the support. Treats for Them. So that is TREATS number 4 THEM, and you can visit their official website at www.treatsforthem.com, or you can also download the mobile app, okay, at the Google Play Store. So again, if you are from abroad, either an OFW or you are an expat, you can order treats for your friends here in the Philippines using Treats for Them. Also, we'd like to thank our other sponsors like Lusana Philippines, New Skin Philippines, and also, of course, EcoSphere, okay, the mobile and compact, okay, water treatment system. So you can visit the official page at Newlen, okay, so you can find it on Facebook. And of course, EcoSphere provides our water treatment services at home. It's so compact that you can actually use it in your kitchen. So no need to buy more any of those blue containers or blue bottled waters. So bulky, and you're not sure if they're really clean. So try to use EcoSphere. Try to visit the website at New Skin Philippines, or you can also check it at Newland at our official Facebook page. And of course, our official venue, we'd like to thank, okay, Fort Chavy Place. And Fort Chavy Place is the official venue of BS2 PCG here in Manila. So Fort Chavy Place is located at Unit B, number 70, Velasquez Compound, okay, along Naga Road in Las Piñas City, Philippines. We also have our other venue up north, and that is PM Apartments, located at Matalino Street, okay, in Diliman, Quezon City. So again, thank you very much for watching BS2 PCG Deck Forger. Hope you enjoy this stall and control deck. And once again, guys, okay, see you in the next episode. And by the way, we still have 3, 4, or 5 videos of our totally outrageous BS2 PCG deck series. So again, guys, thank you very much and have a good night. And again, this is Phoenix Control.